how LinkedIn accelerates in-person networking off of LinkedIn. I'm going to break it down into 3 parts. How LinkedIn can accelerate in-person networking before the actual event. The second part will be how LinkedIn can accelerate in-person networking during the actual event. And then the third part will be how LinkedIn can accelerate in-person networking after the in-person event. My name is Shanee Moret. I have about 1 million followers on LinkedIn and more than 400,000 LinkedIn newsletter subscribers.
My name is Shanee Poncelet. I'm a healthcare marketing expert. I have about 10,000 followers on LinkedIn and a newsletter of a combined 5,000 subscribers.
When you position yourself as a thought leader on LinkedIn, you get invited to more events. People want you there because they want to tell other people that you're going. They want you to share it with your network so that a certain percentage of your followers and your community will go. They maybe even want you to come speak, which we'll get into shortly, but you'll just get invited to more of these events because you're seen more. And a lot of the hosts of these events are actually on LinkedIn looking for speakers, looking for, certain vendors for the venues and all of that. So you'll just get invited more. I don't know if that's been your experience, Shankar.
Yeah, absolutely. And as much as I would love for it to be true that virtual events are always the equivalent of an in-person event, is not the case, especially at a very, very, very high level. Sometimes when important people in the network, they just need to vet you. They need to see, okay, this person is known by the community. This person knows how to navigate this community. This person takes time, invests into travel, and so on and so forth. Everybody knows that attending an industry event as a busy business owner is a time and resource commitment. And that is where the power of in-person events is and why it still makes sense for some of you to not neglect those.
Yeah, of course. So it's not just easier to get invited to them and to find them because LinkedIn is also a search tool. You can go to the search bar. I could go to the search bar right now. I could put in business and I could click events and I could see what are the online and what are the in-person networking events related to this key term business and in what cities are they. I could directly reach out to the organizers of the event with one message. So they're easier to find. They're easier to be invited to. It's also easier to connect with the hosts of the event and with the people that will also be at the event. So let's say, for example, I'm going to go to a Tony Robbins event. I don't know when he's having one, right? This is just an example. And it's going to be in October. I could post on LinkedIn that I'm going to be at that event. I could use whatever hashtags they have relevant to that event. And I will probably get 1 or 2 or 10 or 25 people that will also be at that event reaching out to me, being able to connect to them even before getting to the event physically. So you could promote that you're going to be there and you could start to have relevant conversations with the attendees of the event and the hosts of the event before you even get there. This brings us to the second part of this presentation, which is leveraging LinkedIn during the event. I can't tell you, I drill into my clients' brains. We do not go to any events without leaving with photos, B-roll, and videos of you talking to people, videos of you just sharing and walking around. I don't care. But to go to an event and then to not share it even during the event with certain relevant hashtags to maybe connect with people there or to just position yourself in front of your digital platform on LinkedIn. Like, look, I'm at this event, I'm networking. Who can I connect you with? It gets the attention of the industry leaders in your network. And it's exactly what Shankar is saying. In-person networking will fuel credibility when you are building your personal brand online. If you don't go to an in-person event here and there, if you don't speak on a stage here and there, if you don't post photos with people that you meet in real life here and there, then you're just someone in front of a camera, right? So you do have, the more you get outside, the more you could actually fuel your online growth because people will be able to experience and see, okay, well, if that person goes to events, if that person meets people in real life, I mean, they have to be somewhat of an expert. And at least I know if I get on a consultation with them, they're probably not going to be a weirdo, right? Like this person is associated with these other experts. And so that increases your trust factor as well. So never underestimate that.
Yeah, that brings up two topics I like to address. The first one is what you just mentioned, taking pictures with these other people, the VIPs of the event. I know for some of you, it is really not easy to bring up the courage and walk up to say, hey, let's take a picture together. For some of you, that might even sound silly, or, you know, I know you address that to vanity or whatever. But you have to understand that you tap into leveraging something that is part of our tribal nature as humans, where we look towards leaders and we look towards people who are connected to other important players. So if you go to an event and you take pictures with people that are relevant to your industry or relevant to your target audience, it just psychologically puts you up there in the importance ladder, right? In the social status ladder. And that is very important, whether you like it or not. It is part of social media networking, and LinkedIn is a social media networking platform. The other aspect that Shanee mentioned was content creation during the event. So if you enjoy taking pictures, if you enjoy creating clips, or if maybe you are a media wizard who can like do clips and little montages quickly and easily, and you enjoy that, then it's very powerful if you share that content during the event, tagging the people on stage, tagging the important people of the event. Because what happens is that everyone there will be like, oh, nice, someone captured this speech of mine, someone captured this presentation, someone captured my booth. Now I can just share that and I won't have to deal with it later, because most people don't look forward to that at all. They forget to take pictures, they forget to take clips, and they have to wait on the event organizer to release that footage. And that is going to happen very late, or it's never going to happen. Sometimes the event organizer, the media team, they will love you for that. And if they identify you as a good content creator, they have their eye on you and they share your posts. And that, my dear friends, is fuel for your platform. Very, very important thing that you can do during an event.
And I would just add, 99% of my clients hate social media. They're only on LinkedIn, and they're only doing this because they know that it's going to benefit their business. They know that it's time to do so, and it would almost be irresponsible to not tap into the power that is LinkedIn. But they don't necessarily love to do it, especially in the beginning. But the point is that it's not hard to snap a photo and post and tag the host and say, I really appreciate you putting this event together. And then a question, are you also in healthcare? Question mark. And then just starting conversations with people. So even if you don't enjoy it, it takes almost zero effort to take a picture and to post 1 minute, like this description thing. It takes 60 seconds to do what I just said. And you could start a conversation with someone that maybe was at the event. You could start a conversation with the host because you're sharing appreciation to them. You could start a conversation with people that missed the event, but that intended to go. And now they find some association with you because, oh, well, if that person goes to that type of event, maybe I should talk to them. Maybe we can do business. Maybe I could refer them to someone. Maybe I could start following their content. And then 6 months later, they're a client because of the content that you share. So it's just never miss out on these opportunities. It breaks my heart to see. I speak to some people. They go to 10 events a year, 5 events a year, 3 events a year. They're true experts in what it is that they do. And they don't do anything. The photos, the videos are just sitting in their phone and they've done nothing with it. If you don't post, I don't know that you went to that event. If you don't post, I don't know that you were a speaker at that event. And I have no idea that you're an expert in what it is that you do unless you show me.
You have to start doing the things you don't enjoy doing, right? You have to, because I can tell you in business a lot about reaching the next level is about doing the things you don't feel like doing and doing them consistently.
So let's talk about post-event. I think that it's very important to do things fast. People will move at the rate that you do. So if you follow up 3 weeks later, I don't even remember you. Things have, a whole universe has already been created in 3 weeks, right? So a lot of things can happen just in 3 weeks. And so what you want to do is just don't be so pushy, but intentionally reach out within the first 24 hours to everyone that you want to connect with. And another thing that I'd say is don't confuse excitement with seriousness, and don't confuse time spent engaged with that person with seriousness. There have been people at events that were super excited. They were definitely going to do business with us. And then they turned out to be ones that didn't necessarily go anywhere. Where the more reserved ones that just had a couple of questions, had I only judged them based on their excitement and followed up based on excitement, I wouldn't have even given them a chance. And they were the first ones to move after the event. There have been people that I've spoken to for hours at events versus people that I spoke to for 10 minutes or maybe 5 minutes, and they closed faster. It led to bigger deals faster than people that I was, schmoozing with for 2 hours and were super excited. So I think that just taking any bias or emotions or like judgment based on excitement out of it, and just intentionally giving everyone a baseline chance and following up after the event is very important, because excitement doesn't necessarily mean that they'll move forward.
Yeah, 100% agree. And that is also often the truth in your online networking. It's just not always the verbose people who are going to be the best clients for you. But after the event, Shanee again mentions it's very important. You want to connect with anyone that you talk to, but also those with whom you didn't get a chance to talk to. I have that sometimes. You have those VIP people at certain events, and they're just always, there's a swarm of people around them, and you just didn't get the chance to shake hands and say something. But you still have the chance to say, hey, I saw you at the same event. I tried to talk to you, but just couldn't get to you. And here's my connection request. Let's talk. What did you think was the most impactful presenter, or whatever, a question like that. And then you still have forged a connection, and you leverage the event in that sense. But then, of course, once you have connected, then starts the phase where they start consuming your content, and where there's a few powerful things that we want to point out there, and that's where we are really experts in helping you with that as well.
Right. So it's just about staying omnipresent. And a lot of business is just about right timing. So if you connect with someone, if you don't create content, you may not remind them of you as much. If you create content, stay connected, they're just more likely to engage in a conversation when the timing is right for them.